yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 144, the special E3 edition. I can't believe it. It's your boy Gabe with Tim Ryder and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for.
Done and done. Hall, it's you and me now, brother.
Being here.
That was fantastic. You're not tired, man. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. It's incredible. I'm not going to break down, obviously, my whole week because you guys know how it went, but I would just give you my last, 12 hours. So I go to the airport. I get on a plane at 7 o'clock at night, land in Nashville last night at 1:05 in the morning.
Nice.
Get home around 2:45 in the morning. Jenny's still up for whatever reason.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm sorry. Get home at 2 in the morning. Jenny's still up for whatever reason.
What's she doing up?
She was like cleaning and, piddling around.
Lord.
And then, we talk. I'd gotten her a gift, and so I showed her that, and we talk, and we probably get in bed around 3.
And then Remy wakes.
Yeah, exactly. I can't sleep for anything I guess because my body's on California time. I've been staying up late in California. So I think I fell asleep around 4:15.
Oh.
And then my alarm went off at 5:05.
Wow.
Oh,
so I'm
man.
doing okay. I'm hanging on. But if for some reason later on when we start talking about the Final Fantasy VII remake and I just start crying,
right.
It's just because it's the emotions and the tiredness.
The wave
talking.
of emotions.
Yeah. It's not that I mean it. I'm just tired. And so I'm weak.
You
Yes.
must have angered my printer or something, because all of a sudden it just started cleaning itself. I'm dead serious.
It's like a dog.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I have no idea. It literally just started making like a bunch of ruckus, and I looked over and it's like cleaning.
That's funny.
I was like, I guess now I know what you're doing while I'm sleeping.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, I do this every day. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Leave me alone.
man.
I'm on vacation. All right, Hall, since you got the...
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
It's possessed.
I just need to print out something real
Holy
quick. Sorry.
crap.
Did I not tell you? It's on air print.
That was printouts from Gabe yesterday in LA. Just coming
Exactly,
through.
yeah.
I guess so. Hey, Gabe, your fax came in.
Yeah, it's Kaiser Soze.
This just in.
How do I stop this thing?
That is so
That is
awesome.
really funny.
Oh,
Like, it's really trying to do some stuff right now.
it's like
It's doing its
funny,
weekly
man.
cleaning.
I have no idea.
Router, while he's trying to exercise the demon, how have you been?
I'm great, man. Let's move on. E3, go.
Halsifer, how are you doing?
I think it's done.
Nice.
Okay, I think it's done. What the heck?
That's awesome.
That
That is
incredible.
not cool.
I mean, not cool. Did I say incredible? I meant not
It
cool.
was right.
No, not at all.
Kind of cool.
Hey, we got back from Florida on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. You're on
Hey.
vacay.
How
Yeah,
was
Sunday.
vacation?
Oh, it was great. Beach the whole time.
Nice.
So
Was it stupid hot or was it pretty comfortable?
it was about as hot as it is here. I mean, I guess a little
good.
hotter, but it was humid. That was the problem.
Uh-huh.
Krista and I flew into St. Pete and spent the day there, and then we went to Sarasota and spent days on the beach. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, so you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, we're always on golf.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I love the golf.
Water, in my opinion, the water's nicer.
Oh, heck yeah.
There's less sea creatures hanging out on the Gulf Coast. So, and the beaches are just white. So
Yep.
it's great. Man, other than that, I played some of that new Fallout game, and we'll get to that in a bit. The
Nice.
iOS
Oh,
game.
the iOS
Yes.
Does anybody remember Sim Tower? Did anybody play that?
one, yeah. Mm-mm.
No.
It is very much like that.
Really?
Since Yeah, since the iPad and the iPhone came out, like I've been kind of wanting a Sim Tower game because I was like, this would be perfect for this platform. And so they've pretty much made that game for the new generation, I think.
You talking about they made the Fallout thing?
Yeah, the Fallout thing is, like I said, very similar to Sim Tower. Sim Tower was like a game where you would build like a skyscraper with residences and restaurants and stuff like that, and you would kind of manage everything.
Nice.
So you'd have to like be moving in new tenants and restocking. I think you had to like restock stuff at restaurants and stuff. I can't remember, but it was very cool, and I spent a lot of time playing that as a kid, and I haven't had a computer that can run it for a long time. And besides that, I don't even know how to get that game anymore. It's so old. But I mean, this game is pretty much that, with maybe a little bit of XCOM to it too, the base building type thing.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of has both of those things. You manage each of your residences, like your residents of the base itself, or the vault, if you will. And you can send them out to like explore the wasteland. You can set people up with jobs that meet their skills. So when you first start the game, it kind of tells you how to build a few of these things. You can build like a they call it a diner, but basically it's a place where your food is created. And then you have like power plants, and I'm trying to remember, water treatment plant. So there's all these different things you can kind of build in your vault. And then when you start the game, they just start sending vault dwellers to your vault. Like people just start showing up at the front door, and then you can drag them to where they'll work best in the vault. So when you click on a person and drag them into the vault, it'll show like a number above their head to like say like, oh, this person would be skilled at the water treatment plant or at the power plant or the diner. So it's kind of a neat little, I mean, almost like a semi RPG, like you're leveling up each of your residents and sending them out on missions. Like you can get weapons and armor and then send them out to do just stuff in the wasteland, bring them back, and then they'll have like, the currency is caps, just like the games. So bottle caps.
Yeah.
You can, bring them back and they'll say, oh, well, here's everything I got. I leveled up, etc. So
nice.
It's one of those games too, where it makes you click a bunch of things. So when you open the game after not playing it for a while, all of a sudden everything that you have has produced something. Your power plants have produced energy.
Right. So
your
you gotta
diners have
manage it
food.
quickly.
Yeah. You gotta basically open up the app and click on everything to collect all your stuff. So
nice.
It's kind of neat, and they have some like pay to play elements in there. Like basically you get these lunch boxes, and when you open them up, they give you rewards like weapons and armor and stuff, or bottle caps, and you get those by completing objectives. So like, one objective is to put out a fire. Basically, every now and then there'll be an accident in one of your zones, and then if the residents are able to take care of the fire, you get that achievement, basically. So
Nice.
then you get more bottle caps or a lunchbox or something like that. So it's pretty neat. I don't know if it has like a lasting hook, but it is kind of a neat novelty. So,
Yep. Fallout Shelter is the name of the app.
yep, Fallout Shelter.
So I need to check it out, is what you're saying?
I would say give it a shot. Did it come to Android?
Yes.
Well,
You can play it on your iPad.
Yeah, I got the iPad.
So.
Nice. Anything else going on? Or just bathing in E3 goodness?
Being drowned by E3 goodness, I think.
Yes.
Yep. Drowning, that works as well.
Yep.
Router, was there anything exciting that you didn't want to say?
No, I'm continuing on my quest on The Witcher 3. I'm at level 17 now.
Oh my gosh, you are killing me.
I've just put a ton of hours into this game. It's just insane.
Crazy.
It is just huge. And I'm just kind of taking it. This is going to be my Skyrim, definitely. I will probably put more hours. This will probably surpass Skyrim, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just a really great game. Playing a lot of Hearthstone still. I'm getting to the point now where I'm like at level 38 hunter. When I'm playing the ranked, like once I reach 20 for this, like I'm pretty much good because I've been on like a losing streak. Like a lot of these ranked guys are coming in, and I'm assuming it's based on your level too. So they probably pull random players that have the same level, may not have the same class as you, but have the same level. And I'm just getting crushed because they have all these great cards. That I haven't unlocked yet, and I'm like, forget it.
Did you get any legendary cards yet?
I've got nothing yet. No,
yeah, I
have nothing. So like by the 6th turn, they have like 4 guys at +4 attack, and I'm like got 1 dude. I'm like, yeah, forget it.
Exactly.
So I think I'm gonna go back to just casual and play the arena and just go from there. But it's still great. Like I've boosted my druid, and he's like level 17, and it's just fun, man. It's just such it's a fun pickup game. If I have a quick break or I'm on lunch or whatever, I'll just play a game and go from there, and it's just great. Other than that, just working really hard. Got a new car this week.
You did?
Yeah, baby.
What'd you get?
Our
Ferrari?
Volvo lease. Yeah, right. Our Volvo lease is up this next month, and we went back to our GMC dealer and got myself a 2015 pre-owned Yukon.
A 2015 pre-owned?
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Hey, somebody was done with that quick.
Somebody was real done. Yeah, it had 24,000 miles on it, so it must have been either a rental or something. And we got an amazing deal on it, and it's massive, but it's great. It's perfect. So, yeah.
So what car gets good gas mileage for you then?
None.
Oh, he doesn't have one of those.
I was going to say.
But here's the thing.
You know what gets good gas mileage is the fact that he works a mile from his
exactly.
job.
And that's exactly the point. Like with our lease, we had a 2-year, 10,000 mile lease on our Volvo, right? I've only put 14,000 miles on it.
Yep.
Just because we go 5 minutes to work.
You don't go anywhere. Yeah.
We don't really go anywhere. So the gas efficiency of everything really doesn't matter that much. If I had to work in downtown Nashville or something like that, then of course we'd be having way different cars, I'm sure. But
yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't do that. That traffic be like an hour.
Oh, it'd be horrible. Yeah, it'd be horrible. So yeah, but it's great. It's a beast of a car. Piper loves it, and
like a playground to her.
Exactly. It's really great. So yeah, just been working really hard, trying to get stuff done and recovering from E3. Not as much as Gabe is recovering, but just trying to soak everything in and go from there. Our Super Bowl for video games is now officially over.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
that's all I got.
Good. I'm trying to think if I should share anything now or just save it all for later. Oh, there was so much, it seems like.
I think this is what everybody's been waiting for, Gabe.
What?
They're like, oh, we want to hear what Gabe did.
Exactly.
Router and I are boring this week.
Yeah, we're boring. Let's just do like new releases and then get into the E3 stuff, and then we'll get into all your fun stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right?
Yeah, let's do it. Hurry up and do it. Hurry up and do it before my printer starts cleaning itself.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, let's do it.
New releases this week. Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition releases for the PS4, Xbox One. Back to you guys. That's it.
Is that it?
That's really it. There's like a few PC games that come out here and there, but like, I mean, if you're doing a release right in the middle of E3, you're going to get buried.
That is so funny.
Yep.
Payday. So that's just DLC, I'm guessing, right?
I believe so.
No,
wait.
Crime Wave
It's basically
Edition.
Everything bundled together.
That's right, yeah.
Yes,
for Payday 2.
Crime Wave Edition.
Because they can't call it Game of the Year Edition.
Right. And why not?
Because it didn't win anything, I don't think.
Okay, there you go.
That's funny.
The non-Game of the Year Edition.
Right. Oh,
that's
my
awesome.
gosh.
Yeah, that's it. And of course, we don't have charts. I still look every once in a while.
Well,
brings a
good
tear
for
to
you.
my eye, and then I move on.
There you go. All right. Who wants to kick us off? I don't have any I don't have any notes in front of me.
Bethesda.
Yes, let's talk Bethesda real quick.
Let's talk
Sunday night.
Bethesda.
That's going to be a new trend, by the way.
I think so. I hope so. I
Was
think
that
that's
Sunday
great.
night?
Yep.
Yeah, like I think a lot of smaller companies are going to come forward and do Sunday night stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool. I can see that happening. So, well, I'll kick it off. I took notes on all the conferences anyway. So Bethesda basically came out with their first ever press conference, which I thought was a great idea. And man, right off the bat, they hit us up with some gameplay for Doom. And it's such a family-friendly movie, family-friendly game. I mean, children of all ages can play this.
Exactly, yeah.
Holy cow, man, all that gameplay. I was like, good Lord, that dude just sawed a guy in half.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was
brutal.
nuts. I didn't get to see it, man. Gosh, there's so much I missed.
Yeah,
it looks so much more like a modern first-person shooter now.
It really does. With devils and hellions and hell, basically.
That's the crazy stuff. Yeah,
and they showed some single player campaign, and then they also showed, I believe, some multiplayer when you're in hell, actually.
Nice.
And it just looks stupid intense. And then the great reveal was Fallout 4. They went through everything. Fallout. Did you get some of my text like during the press conference? They have upgraded everything. They have a Pip-Boy collection, which you actually get a Pip-Boy with the.
Yeah. That looks great, man.
Yeah, I mean they packaged it beautifully.
Did they announce a price on that, by the way?
I think it was 119.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
For some reason that number is sticking in my head. Could be more, could be less. But yeah, you can actually put your phone in there as well,
What?
and it works with an app and everything. It looks pretty incredible.
That's pretty cool.
They just really talked about how it's just such an open, expansive world. They showed the VAT system, which is still in full effect, which is
that's
great.
what you guys were hoping for, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew they weren't going to get rid of that at all. That was just, it's too popular. But I mean, this is going to be just massive open world, like just huge Bethesda game, in my opinion, and it's gonna crush. It comes out November 10th of this year, and
I'm so happy.
And then they also announced Fallout Shelter, and they said that it was available that night. So the place went nuts. It was pretty cool.
That's the way to do it.
And I love when they do that kind of stuff. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
They also discussed a little bit
Except
about
when you're Sega, right, Hall?
What's that?
Sega.
It
Sega
doesn't
should be
work.
the only ones not to say.
Hey, in 1995, that didn't work because you were basically telling people they had to get off their couch and do something.
Ahead of the curve.
Right.
Ahead of the curve, Sega.
That's right.
This annauncement's great because they're like, you already got your
download-
phone
download
open.
that.
Just do it.
You're already looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what they had to do with Apple to get them to do that. To be like, okay, we're submitting this app, but don't release it until this day.
Oh, they pre-planned a lot of this. Like this game has been thought through, I think, months in advance. So I'm really impressed with how they're kind of on the ball and they've got everything right where it needs to be at this point.
Oh, of course, but they did a really good job of keeping everything under wraps.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Even
and they
the
said,
iOS thing. So.
And they said that when Fallout 3 was coming out, they were already working on this project. So
wow.
So yeah, this has been 4 years in the making, something like that.
Very cool.
So yeah,
it's pretty incredible.
It's just going to be ballistic. They also showed some Elder Scrolls, Tamriel. What was it? The Tamriel something
Unlimited.
Yes, Tamriel Unlimited.
Yeah.
And
does Elder Scrolls Online interest you guys?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm interested in it either. Just because I come to that game for single player.
Yep, me too.
And that's it.
Yep. So that was pretty much Bethesda in a nutshell.
Nice.
Dishonored 2.
Oh, yeah, what the heck with that?
What? Oh, yeah. I didn't even add that to there. Holy cow,
I only saw pictures.
Yeah, it's coming. So
yeah, it's coming. They didn't say. But
that typically means that it's at least like another year out. So we'll learn more next year.
I thought I put that in my notes too. That's so weird because I was like, "Oh my god, Dishonored 2!"
Wow.
Yeah, it is set in I think it's like there's it's like on the shores, the south shores of some land that they made up. And
Fake England.
A faux England, as it were. And you can play as a woman, I believe. So yeah, I mean they didn't give you a ton, but it was just like Dishonored 2's coming out. The guys from Arcane came out and talked about it briefly, and we're like, yes, okay, good. So we know that's coming. And I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Pulsifer.
Microsoft.
Go.
Were you there for the press event, Gabe?
Dude, I wish I was in an airplane. Oh, no. I hadn't left yet because theirs is early. Theirs is like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It was really early Monday.
I was flying we had a show in Concord, which is right outside of San Francisco, Oakland, the night before. So I was having to catch a flight from there. So I hadn't got there yet.
All right, let's do it. The Xbox One will gain 360 compatibility kind of in a rolling basis, but they're going to have the first batch of 100 titles ready, I think, by the end of this year.
Mic drop.
That was huge.
That was crazy.
That was, yeah.
And it's kind of funny to say it because it's like, oh, okay, play your old games. Okay, well, that's a huge announcement.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it's a huge announcement for when you're getting spanked, let's just keep it real. When you're getting spanked by the PlayStation and you have this opportunity, I think it knocks everybody off the fence.
Yep.
Like anybody was like, I don't know if I should get an Xbox One. Yes, you should. If you had a 360,
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you should get one. You know what I mean? This gets rid of any reason not to get it. I couldn't believe that, like the tremble that kind of happened in the room. You could feel it. I feel like over just watching it, the tremble that's happening in the room when they're like, oh gosh, is he about to say backwards compatibility? He's not going to say backwards compatibility. I mean, of course he's not. He said backwards compatibility.
Yep. Yeah, the place went absolutely nuts. I believe a lot of people gave some standing O's too. I thought I saw that in the crowd. So that was...
That's kind of funny that we do that.
Yeah.
Like give standing ovation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for giving us what we said we wanted.
Thank you for listening, finally.
Yes, thanks, Dad.
Well,
I finally get to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
It was a great move because, Sony's made it real evident that they want you to pay again for this stuff.
Yes.
So,
and they put that remark in there.
Yeah, that you won't have to pay.
You won't have to
rebuy your games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was what they needed for sure. That was a shot in the arm.
I totally agree. And I was like so happy. Like I already knew it by the time I was watching, because I watched it what I did was I downloaded it off YouTube and then watched it on the plane last night just so I could like kind of be up to date. And I couldn't find the Nintendo one anywhere to like download and watch for some strange reason. Or I would have watched that one too, but just because of my travel schedule, I wasn't able to watch them live. But I was like smiling on the plane.
Yeah.
Watching this by myself, like, oh man, I can't believe they did that. And just to hear the excitement is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Then what did they go into?
New Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
It seems like they're kind of going the way of giving you a little bit more customization, kind of like PC.
Yeah.
So you have kind of some mappable stuff
but
on
it's
the new
going to be
controller.
Expensive as a beast.
I'm sure.
Did they announce the price?
I don't know. I'm just guessing it's got to be expensive.
Yeah, I mean, they have new trigger paddles underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think it's going to be too much more expensive, right?
It couldn't be that much, right?
Yeah,
I didn't see any price at all.
Yeah, they didn't.
I remember they released
because they're releasing two. Are they releasing two controllers or just one?
I think it's just the one.
The
Elite.
It's the Xbox Elite.
Yeah.
Mm.
It kind of reminds me of when they released that. They released a different Xbox 360 controller not last year. It was like 3 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That had a D-pad that was kind of, you could change the D-pad, like you could basically twist it and it becomes like a different kind of D-pad.
Oh, nice.
And I think that they only charged like an extra $10 for that one.
Oh, wow.
So I could see them doing like a $10 or $20 upgrade for this one.
And controllers are how much usually? $60?
I think they're 50 or 60 typically.
Yeah. Okay.
The retailers always put them on sale, so it's confusing.
Yeah.
This has got to be 60, 65, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it'll
they
push
can't
the
go
higher
too
tier.
much more expensive.
Yeah, they can't. They'll place themselves out of the market.
Right. Yeah. What else? So is that the new controller they were talking about? Did they? I didn't remember them talking about the headphone jack.
It's going to be included on the new controller. I don't know if it's. I mean, it should be on the Elite.
Yeah, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, because the redesigned Xbox One controller has it.
So there is two new controllers.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying there's only one.
Okay. Well, you know what, Gabe?
They did release they talked about the Elite controller. I don't remember seeing anything about.
Oh, you know what? The Elite controller does have a price.
What is it?
$149.99.
Holy crap! Yep, there it is.
Okay,
cool.
Well, see you later.
Yeah, the Xbox One controller it is with an adapter. Done.
So there's the Elite, and then there's the redesign, right?
I think there's just the redesigned standard controller, which
will come boxed in all the Xboxes.
It has the headset jack in it.
Gotcha.
So,
Good.
Gotcha.
That's smart.
yeah.
$150
doesn't. What's that?
$150.
Yeah, that's a little steep.
A little. That's like half the console almost.
Yeah, you might as well get it
when it's on sale.
Yeah, seriously.
Lordy have mercy.
I think they're targeting the PC market with this.
Yes, but yikes.
Yeah.
Woo, that's a lot of money. As we're sitting here, like it's got to be like a $10 to $20 extra.
Yeah, no big deal, right?
Just 3 times the amount.
3 times that, no big deal.
I'm sure a bunch of people shut off after we said that, so they'll never hear that we righted the course.
Exactly. Oh my gosh! All right, then what? Hall?
Halo 5 looks really nice.
Halo 5 looks really nice.
We knew that was going to be the case.
Halo 5 looked like Halo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
October 27th.
Yeah,
That's
which was earlier than I thought. And
that was later than I thought. Usually they launch in September, but it kind of makes sense for them to launch closer to
everything else.
The holiday season, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halo looked great. I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the story, kind of, that they're painting. Because obviously I don't know what happens in 4 that leads to 5. But this whole, like, is he a traitor or not and all that business.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
Recore.
That
did you guys get to see the trailer? Yes, it did.
This is what's funny. So this is going to be a little inside baseball, but as songwriters, we talk about things moving in waves, right? Like creativity moving in waves. Like, so me, a group called Royal Taylor, and obviously Taylor Swift all wrote a song called Shake It Off last year. I wrote mine back in March. Royal Taylor wrote theirs right after, and then Taylor Swift's came out later in the year, and it was like, well, we can't put ours on somebody's album now, but or somebody I feel like you'll hear something about like angels or heaven, like will kind of flow across the radio. And so when I saw Recore, and I know some people are going to be like, it's totally different. What are you talking about? But I was like, this is kind of remind me of Horizon in a way of like the whole humans versus machines thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting to see like 2 exclusive titles on 2 opposite, places and have a similar game that they presented. I thought that was really interesting.
People like post-apocalyptic stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. I get that. But post-apocalyptic with machines having minds of their own is what I'm saying. Like they both had that same feel where the girl from Horizon seemed a little bit more rugged. Maybe like she wasn't as advanced as the girl from Recore, but Recore looked awesome.
Yes, it looked very cool. We got a lot of good like announcements from Japanese studios, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This E3, and of course we'll talk more about that when we get to Sony. But yeah, I thought this was cool. Inafune working on Recore.
Yeah.
At the same time, working on Mighty Number 9, which will be out soon.
Yeah, I played in Mighty Number 9 on the floor.
Awesome.
It was really
pretty
fun.
good?
It was really fun. It's exactly what you want it to be, and it feels very Mega Man, and even when you die, you explode. And so,
oh goodness,
I know, right? When I saw that, I was
like, did anybody
like,
from Capcom come play?
Exactly. I was like, oh, geez. I'm glad you can't get sued for that. Sued for an idea. But it looks good. It's snappy, and he runs a little slower than you would think, and doesn't jump as high as I was hoping. Like when you jump, you're kind of like, get up there, buddy. Like it's kind of how you feel. And so
maybe it's an upgrade or something.
So yeah, maybe so. Maybe later in the game, like you would think he'd have a really fast, like high jump, but it's not that fast or high. And then his run is a little slow, and you're like, huh. So he might feel, he feels a little like, I don't know, had some steak or something right before taking on the mission.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do they have like did you see in the game at all, like, did they have like a doctor that created the guy, or a scientist that created? He had a
sidekick that he talked to the whole time. For
okay.
sure. That was like, hey, you got a blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I don't know if I could tell that he was a scientist.
Sidekick. Did the sidekick have long blonde hair?
No, he didn't.
Okay, good. I think they're on the right track.
Yeah, exactly. It looked really fun. It'll be fun.
Awesome.
So yeah, Recore looked awesome. What's next?
Forza 6.
What's next?
Coming out.
I'm just kidding.
Coming out. Yeah,
it looks good.
Yeah, exactly. Forza 6 looks good. Coming out September 15th.
Yeah, it looks good.
And here's the thing about Microsoft's press conference. To me, their press conference always looks way better than Sony's or anybody else's. So I feel like they present things. I feel like Microsoft will have, the Beatles come out, or Usher.
They'll have more bells and whistles,
yeah,
basically.
I mean, they had a freaking car come out of the ceiling.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. All right, keep her moving.
The early access stuff. You know how we have mentioned that Steam does early access and allows developers to release their games basically in beta versions before they're released?
Xbox Game Preview is the name of it.
Oh, yeah. So Xbox One will be doing the same thing.
Yep. And then they went to EA Access, right?
Yes, and they mentioned that I think Dragon Age Inquisition will be coming to it.
Yeah.
Another game.
That's pretty crazy.
What was the first one that they mentioned, though, was Titanfall.
Titanfall. There you go.
I might have to get EA Access.
I think it's
$30 a year.
It's almost a no-brainer.
$30 a year. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Even if they only bring old stuff to it, I think it's still worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Me too, because I didn't get around to Dragon Age Inquisition, and so I would love to play it. And I feel like if I tried to buy it new, it'd be around $30.
You could borrow mine.
Or borrow routers.
It's sitting there right now because The Witcher just took over.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Rare Replay Collection. Does that interest either of you?
30 games for $30 comes out August 4th. Whatever.
I got Battletoads.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, Gabe be all over Battletoads.
Yeah, Router, you need to play that. It's so frustrating.
Oh, good.
You need to play it. It's so frustrating.
Especially when you're playing with somebody else.
Awesome. You can keep that.
Seriously.
Sadly, they can't get GoldenEye locked up for that, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
But they can't.
I'm excited about that only because of...
Poor Gabe.
Sorry. I'm excited about it. I'm excited because I think it will breathe new life into some of those older games, and so we might see maybe not remakes, but it might just bring to the forefront those games again. So when they look at the data and see what people are playing, it might send them in a direction.
I think that it's probably worth it for Conker's Bad Fur Day, like by itself.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't play that one.
I can't remember, but I seem to remember trying to get that game for Nintendo 64, and it's really expensive right now.
Oh, wow.
So it may be worth it just for that.
Nice.
Maybe not after this, but...
Keep going.
Tomb Raider, they showed some gameplay. It looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looked good. I was telling some buddies yesterday that it's interesting that gameplay now has become so they've just become mini let's plays. Like they rarely play. You remember how much Hall back in the day when you would watch the press conferences, how every game they showed they'd have like people on stage playing it?
Yeah.
And they only did that with like 2 games in the Microsoft, and I think only 1 at Sony. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think
is
the
it like to
problem
prove
is
that it's on the system, and I don't know what makes a difference.
I think it is to kind of just prove like the real time graphic stuff,
Right? Yeah.
But to be honest, I think the reason that they don't do it that much anymore is because there's so much going on in all these games now.
Oh no! I understand why they don't do it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying why? So why do it for only 2 games? Is my question.
Yeah.
Because like I was just gonna say, like there's so much going on that it's kind of hard to plan that for each game. I think because I think a lot of these companies spend months making like an E3 demo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just something as simple as that. And to be honest, like money can probably be spent better elsewhere.
Yeah.
Gabe, I actually thought Sony had controllers up on little platforms up there. I thought they had more gameplay than Microsoft did. Like they had more guys coming out and doing stuff.
No, I think the only game that was played live was Uncharted.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe you're right.
No,
Okay.
they're No Man's Sky.
And No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky.
That's right. Yeah. Interesting.
Um,
All right, keep her moving.
Yeah, let's keep this moving.
Gears of War 4 coming.
Yes.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Gears of War Ultimate Edition comes out August 25th. I may actually be picking that bad bear up.
You should. It's so good.
I
And
think that
the
would be
games
fun.
are still good.
Yeah,
So
I think that'd be fun. I'd pick that up before I'd pick Halo 5 up. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, they're re-releasing the first one, right?
Yeah, it's a collection.
Yeah, it's a collection, I think.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna have one. Is it just 1, 2, and 3, or is it 1, 2, 3 and Judgment?
I don't know.
that I don't know. They showed the Minecraft, the hologram stuff.
HoloLens.
HoloLens. Yeah.
HoloLens.
Dude, I wanted to try HoloLens so bad. They had it there at the floor.
Oh, really?
And when I went and got in line, it was 4.5 hours long.
Oh, yeah, no,
Wow.
not
And
at
I
all.
said, I'll wait until that's at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Just make sure you bring your sanitary wipes.
I know that's right. It was like-
Seriously.
Yeah, everybody
Ugh.
sees me the next day. They're like, dang, you really broke out on your forehead. You're like, yeah, I tried the HoloLens. And a bunch of people before me had tried it too.
That's awesome.
That to me looks cooler than these other these virtual reality
Yes,
projects.
that looks way cooler than anything else. I was telling Stancil, I was like, man, I'll take augmented reality over virtual reality any day.
I agree. I agree.
Any day. And it doesn't look as clunky as I thought it would look.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible looking.
The only thing I don't understand how it works is like, is it projecting onto the glasses?
Is it similar to Google Glass, right?
That's
Where
what
it
I
kinda
would
brings
think.
up the screen on your eye.
Yeah,
Or
like
on
on the
your
glasses
lens.
right in front of on the lenses right in front of you. I think that's what it's got to be.
Mhm.
Because you could see, you could kind of see it how the camera was shooting. If you look real close back at the press conference, the camera's got it on top of it as well, and so that's how you're seeing it. And then it goes to a second camera, which shows the guy that's playing and the camera kind of circling around. You could see the. But they had to connect on top of the camera, I think, to make it act really fluid.
It's pretty cool, man.
Really cool.
Maybe we'll see. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if that's if they bring out the HoloLens and they bring out the controller and they're both $150, the HoloLens is getting bought.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know about a controller at $150.
controller,
Oh,
schmoller. Get the HoloLens, definitely.
Exactly. I'm not that
How
good
much-
at Call of Duty and stuff anyway for a controller to make much difference.
Oh goodness, you're going to hear about that where like people are going to have rooms that are like elite controller only.
Exactly. Right. No, thank you.
How much is all this stuff going to cost? Like virtual reality stuff and augmented reality.
I think Morpheus is going to be like $350.
Yeah, that seems about right.
HoloLens might be up around there. Depending on, I mean, if you're smart, you release it for a little less, only because I can't imagine it's that expensive to make. It can't be as expensive as the consoles are to make, and the Xbox One is $350. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, if the HoloLens comes in at like $250 or $200, I think that would be a win. If it comes in at like $600 because it's great tech, then I don't think anybody will buy it.
Well, I think perhaps the reason that they're kind of going the augmented reality route is to be cheaper. With the virtual reality, I mean, you got to put screens in it.
Yeah, sure.
That's expensive.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mm-hmm. Ryder, do you have anything else for Microsoft?
Dark Souls 3, they revealed a very quick little trailer that comes out in 2016.
Uh-huh. That Pirates thing looked good. Thieves of the Sea or something like that.
I didn't see that at all.
I didn't see that either.
What? It was like they did a whole boat battle and they were shooting at each other and anyway,
I didn't see that
awesome. It
at
looked
all.
like a pirate
Then again,
thing.
I was actually at the doctor's office watching part of this because Piper had strep throat. But that's beside the point.
Exactly.
The only other thing I thought was interesting was ID at Xbox. They really rolled out some indie games.
Yeah, that looked great.
Like Tacoma, Ashen. They did one Beyond Eyes, which you're a blind character, which I thought was really interesting.
Was cool. Yep.
That comes out in this summer. And then they also did Cuphead, which is a 1930 style cartoon
Man, that thing looked
platformer.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Looked really cool. That comes in 2016.
Take my money.
Yeah, seriously, that game
It looked like
really,
Steamboat
really cool.
Willie.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much all the notes I had for that.
Man, what was that other one called? I think it was called Thieves of the Sea. It was really cool looking.
I'll have to go look at this.
How did I miss that? It's so weird.
It was later in the show.
Yeah, like I was on and off.
Yeah.
The
me too.
live stream. So
Nice.
Me too.
Router, who else you got?
Well, let's move on to the EA conference. They started off with a little 1 minute, 30-second trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda, which I thought was pretty cool. And
What's that about?
All it really was there was a character in the sun, like with the sunset, like coming in, and he turns around and you see the N7 insignia, and that was pretty much it. So,
did they talk about it?
They had said nothing about it. That was it. That's how they kicked off the conference, with nothing else to really report.
Huh.
So I was like, yeah, okay, good. No date, no nothing, as far as I know.
Right.
They moved on to Need for Speed. Great. Star Wars Old Republic Knights of the Fallen Empire comes out October 27th.
Nice.
And then they did a feature. For EA, this is pretty interesting. They were kind of getting a little bit more indie. There was a game called Unravel, which
that looked cool.
Really cool. It's like a platformer with a little like Yoshi Yarn style kind of a game, which I thought was really, really interesting. And they gave them quite a bit of time, and it's a small little indie developer. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 comes out spring 2016. That looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
They also talked about NHL 16, NBA Live 16, Minions Paradise, which is a mobile game that they're putting together. So
nice.
EA's getting into...
Like from, what movie is that? That the Minions are from?
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me, yeah.
FIFA 16, they brought Pele out and had a very awkward, just very weird interview with him.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's just old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just old. So
it's like if they brought Bob Barker out. They're like, hey,
exactly.
Bob Barker, come out here.
Bob, good to see you.
He'd be like,
please don't die on us Please don't die on us on stage. That'd be great.
They're like, hey, put this golf ball.
So, no, I mean, they were just talking about how they really upgrade. I mean, FIFA, that game is... It looks great, and I mean, it's an international game. That game,
and they got the girls in it this time, right?
Yeah,
is this the first time for the ladies?
Really, really cool. The ladies are featured in it now too.
Yeah.
Then they also discussed Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which comes out, and they had a release date
early next year.
Great, February 23rd, 2016. They had a release date, so that's great. Madden 16, August 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes, Lord.
And holy cow.
Played it.
We're going to be so poor this holiday.
This is going to be ridiculous.
For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, DICE...
And you guys didn't play Battlefront, Gabe?
I did.
The first two?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot like Battlefield, like it's an expansive battle simulator type thing.
Yeah.
And this looks like it's going to like inject so much more life into that.
Nice.
So,
it looked really cool. I mean, the gameplay of Hoth I thought was really awesome.
Yes. Always Hoth.
it just looked really great.
It was kind of
November.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No.
I was just going to say November 17th.
Nice.
There's a lot of games in November. It was really weird.
It was fun when I went to play Battlefront, and so when you're waiting, you're just waiting in line, and as you go up for your turn to play, they let you stand in front of this Battlefront EA backdrop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. The stormtroopers weren't out there when I got in line. And
nice.
I had seen them the day before. I was like, oh man, the stormtroopers aren't there. I was like, that's fine. Right as I'm coming around the corner to be like, 10 people away, the stormtroopers walk out. I was like, yes, they're going to be there when I get my picture taken. And so,
your picture was great.
Yeah,
man.
so those are real guys standing there. They weren't statues. They were actually guys. And,
you should have got down on your knees and had them like point their guns at you.
Yeah, right.
I know. Yeah, I was too nervous to do anything like that. I just the whole time I'm at E3, I'm nervous. The whole time, like
That's
I just
so
go
funny.
off and on from sweating, like sweating, not sweating. Somebody will talk to me, I'll start sweating, and then I'll stop sweating.
Nice. Nice.
And so, only because you feel like you're faking it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're walking around and you're seeing all these people that you look up to, and I could talk about some of this now, but I mean, even just running into Troy Baker and Adam Sessler and these guys, I'm like, especially Adam Sessler, I'm like, man, I've watched you forever. Like I didn't, and when you're just getting a selfie, you want to be like as fast as possible and be like, appreciate it, K-Bye, but if I had the time, I'd tell Adam, oh my gosh, like I've been watching you for forever. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, G4 for life.
Yeah, exactly.
G4 forever.
And he's like, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so.
X-Play forever. You
That's
and
right,
Morgan. That's
X-Play.
it for me. That's it for me. You and Morgan. And so it's just cool being around those guys. And obviously Troy Baker's a freak talent, and that also was real quick. And I felt bad because he was kind of like trying to get out of there to go see some games, and I had to be that guy just for the podcast, like. Can I get a picture quick? And he was like, yeah, man. He was real nice about it. And homegirl kind of boot scooted and boogied out of there. The girl that played Ellie, she kind of like put her hood up and like scampered away before I walked up. But you could tell she didn't want to really be.
She's like, God dang it,
Yeah,
Darius Rucker's coming
exactly.
up here. I better get going.
Yeah, exactly. I hate his songs.
Not a big country fan.
Exactly.
I'm out of here.
But what was cool about Battlefront is when we got up there, they kind of pair you up because you're doing a co-op thing and you're playing 6 waves of enemies. And we get up there and this guy's like, all right, the fastest I've seen it be beat is like 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And, but mostly everybody's, failing. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, I look over at this guy, he's an older Asian guy. And, I was like, we got this. He was like, yeah. And so we start playing, blah, blah, blah. And we totally beat that thing.
Nice, dude.
Awesome.
And he was like, hey, he goes, hey, people have not been beating this. It was like, that's awesome that you guys beat this. I was like, yeah. And it really was the other guy kind of saved the situation because I died at the very, very end and he had to kill the last 3 guys by himself and he handled it. 3 or 4
Nice.
guys. Yeah.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
It was fun.
How'd it feel?
Awesome.
Great.
And you're like, pew, pew, pew. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the, just the,
it's got all the sound effects that you want.
Yes.
And you're just fighting you're up against 6 waves of stormtroopers and what's the smaller, the 2-legged one? Is that the AT-AT or the?
Yeah, the AT-AT.
AT-AT.
But that's not the 4-legged one, right? I'm talking about the 2-legged one.
Yeah, no, the 4-legged is just the
Chicken
Imperial Walker.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The smaller one's AT-AT.
Yeah, so those guys were there and in some of the
Man, that's
waves.
great.
That's so
it was
cool.
really fun. Really fun.
That's awesome.
All right.
Moving on to Ubisoft.
It's so hard to not just be like, oh, that was awesome. That was great. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff.
There's so much, yeah. You want to move on to Ubisoft or do Nintendo?
Whatever. I mean, I'm just going in order because Nintendo was last. Like it was yesterday or Tuesday.
Oh, it was Nintendo. Oh, that's right. They were last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to do them last though. We got to ramp this thing.
Yeah, we do have
at
to
least
ramp this.
in my eyes.
So go for it. Go.
Let's do Nintendo.
Let's do Nintendo.
Pulsifer, you got some Nintendo notes?
Mario Maker.
Yep.
That looks awesome.
You know, it's funny. It does look awesome, and I saw a bunch of people playing it. For some reason, I wasn't drawn to it, and I think it's the same reason I'm not drawn to stuff like Minecraft, because I don't really like creating then playing. I just want to play it.
Right.
I don't have the patience to.
Yeah, I'm too impatient too.
That's why I'm excited about it, because basically a couple months after launch, I'm sure there'll be like a curated list of like, these are really good levels.
Yeah, here's the best levels put together. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what else?
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Did they have
Star Fox?
Yep, Star Fox Zero.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
I
was gonna wait in line to play that, and then I didn't because it looked too much like Star Fox.
Yeah, I mean, like it's basically an updated version of that.
But it's exciting for people that love Star Fox. I mean, the lines were long to play it, so that was really cool. Did they talk about tennis?
Tennis.
I did play Mario Tennis on the floor, and that was really fun. And
oh yeah, they did.
You're gonna hear this a lot as I talk about my time at E3. But what's funny is game developers and fans of gaming aren't necessarily good at gaming. And so I found that a couple times I would play something and they'd be like, whoa, hey, look at this guy. And I'm like, I'm not that good at video games. Like, you know, I'm probably a B plus when it comes to video games. Like, I'm nowhere in the A range. You know, there's the freaking guys that do esports and all that. Like, I'm nowhere even close to those guys. But I'm probably better than like 70% of the people that go to E3. And so it's funny because you kind of step up there and they're explaining to you how to play the game, and he goes, and the winner gets a pin. And like that just sends something off in me. I'm like, oh, a pin. I want a pin. Like, of course I want a pin. And so me and this guy play. It's best out of 2 out of 3 sets, and he whoops me in the first set. Like it was like I didn't know the buttons and I was holding the controller upside down. Like I was like, what the heck just happened? And so I had to come back and win 2 sets back to back and won the pin.
Did it feel like the last Mario Tennis game?
You know, I didn't play last Mario Tennis. The only thing I was a little disappointed about was it doesn't feel. I was playing Bowser, the other guy was playing Mario, and it doesn't feel like. I always compare every tennis game to Virtua Tennis, which I think feels amazing for a tennis game.
It feels exactly like a tennis game should feel.
Yeah, exactly. This one feels like it's too fun to take itself seriously. Like if you want something with like serious physics of tennis, and you're looking at the wrong place. This one's like you get a mushroom and grow to 20 feet tall, or get a bomb and get to throw it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like more fun than anything. It's not Mario Kart is to racing. It's a little bit more playful than that, even, I think.
That's cool. That's good, though. That
still sounds good to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I still got the pin.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'll let you boy.
I'll let you boy.
All right, what else, Hall?
They showed us more Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Wasn't that supposed to come out last year?
It might have got delayed a little bit, but it looks cool.
Sweet.
It looks like it plays a lot like the Yoshi's Island titles. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I really liked those games. They've added obviously new elements.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see more when it comes out. Did you get to play that on the floor?
No, I didn't get to play much Nintendo, only because it was so congested over there, and the lines are so long. So the stuff that I really like doing when you go to E3 is there's these things. They make these little theaters inside, and like just these little boxes that'll be wrapped. And so what you do is you wait in line and you go and you watch the extended trailer, and then you watch gameplay. And it's stuff that they don't just have going on the floor. And so, you know, to go see XCOM 2 takes like, between seeing it and waiting in line takes like an hour. You know what I mean? And so I love going to do that because you're getting to see something that not everybody's getting to see. And like, you can't record them either. So, you know, it's just stuff that's not out right now. And so I got to go watch XCOM 2. And so I would choose to do stuff like that over going and playing, some of these random games that were kind of just sitting out.
Yeah, understood.
Nice.
So I might have to get a 3DS. They're bringing out Zelda Triforce Heroes.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
You can always borrow mine.
It's a continuation of Four Swords. So
okay, there you go.
It's kind of very similar to Link to the Past.
Sweet. That's exciting.
And besides that, I need to get that for Link to the Future. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
So, goodness.
There you go.
Man.
I know.
Ugh.
Trust me, there's too much.
Work is keeping me from getting anything played.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
But you're going to need work to buy all these games, that's for sure.
Seriously.
Right. What else? Anything else?
New Metroid game. I think it was like hyped up a lot more than what was delivered, I think.
Geez.
Because I don't think it's a continuation of the story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a co-op 4-player thing.
Huh. Interesting.
Is
that it? Anything else to tickle your fancy?
Amiibo stuff, but to be honest, do any of us have either of you guys bought one?
No, man.
I haven't either.
Not at all.
I don't really. I
don't
know
see the
that
point
they've
in it.
explained like they do something for your games, but I just haven't seen the point yet, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not a collector either, so like I get it from a collector's aspect.
Absolutely.
I'm just not that guy.
They released some statistic like over 90% of those things are boxed. Like nobody opens them.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, sure.
So
they're like, we've sold
items.
1 million of them and only 3 have been played with.
Exactly. Weird.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Ubisoft.
All right, Ubisoft. So they started with South Park: The Fractured But Whole. They brought the boys out, the creators out, and talked a little bit about that.
Trey and Matt. Is it Trey and Matt?
Yep, Trey and Matt Stone, Trey Parker. Of course, Aisha Tyler, or is it Taylor? Aisha Tyler hosted again. A new IP for Ubisoft called For Honor, where it's basically a fighting style game. And their demo was they had 2 teams of 4 players that played, and you are set in like there's like a Viking, knight, and like samurai, different classes. I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it looked kind of interesting.
The line was long for that one too. I didn't play that one, but I saw it. When I saw it from a distance, I was like, "Is that Rise?" I was like, "No, that's not Rise."
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just because it looks from far away, it looks similar.
Exactly. The Crew expansion pack Wild Run is coming November 17th.
There you go.
That's great. Trials Fusion Awesome Level Max expansion pack July 14th.
Goodness gracious, that name.
And then The Division is finally got a release date on all platforms, March 8th, 2016. They showed some gameplay of that.
Didn't we predict that they would release or come out with a release date for that?
I think so.
We were hoping.
We were hoping because it's been like 3 years.
But the beta drops in December.
Yes.
So that's a good
so
sign.
that's good. That means that like we're almost there.
I want you guys to know too, I was right about the betas. There was way more than 4.
Nice.
Remember we did the over-under last week?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you won. You're the big winner. You get a pin.
Yeah, I get nothing.
You get nothing. They also talked
brag about
it. A city builder game on the moon called Anno 2205, which I thought was a little weird, but whatever. I mean, it's cool.
Did you say city building?
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Okay,
you like that stuff?
So that'll be all you. So it's called Anno 2205. And then Just Dance 2016 coming out this October. You no longer have to use just like your Kinect or your Wii remote. You can use your smartphone as your controller.
What?
Which I thought was pretty interesting. So now they have an app that you can download and you can use that instead.
What does it do? Follow like the gyro situation?
Yeah, probably the gyroscope within your phone is probably what helps it. Jason Derulo came out and performed very awkwardly live on stage. He performed "Want to Want Me."
Why was it awkward?
It was weird, dude. Because he's like, there was no hype. Like nobody was dancing or like everyone's just staring at him while he's going all falsetto and cracking his voice every once in a while.
Does he have dancers? Did he have dancers?
Well, yeah, he did have a few dancers.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Well, at least he went up there by himself.
Yeah.
That's painful.
And then they're including a streaming service, so you will get new songs all year long for Wii U, Xbox One, and PS4. They did not release what the pricing was for that, but I think that's a really smart idea to constantly upgrade that and to include new songs all year long. Because
I keep buying songs for Dance Central.
Right, and it's called Just Dance Unlimited, so that's going to be the new streaming service.
That's cool.
They came out with the Rainbow Six Siege trailer. Angela Bassett plays Six, and she came out actually and discussed a little bit about like what it was like to.
What the heck, man? Sony doesn't never have any stars come out.
I know, right? There's a new multiplayer tarot hunt where you can either play solo or with your friends. They showed some gameplay there. Beta comes out September 24th. There's Trackmania Turbo, which I didn't take any more notes other than Trackmania Turbo. And then they didn't do a whole lot about AC Syndicate either, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but they did want to reveal their new IP, which is Ghost Recon Wildlands, which kind of looked like Sniper Elite a little bit in a way.
Oh, wow.
But it's like your Total Recon, Drug Lord, Colombia. You're in Colombia. There's like different maps and that kind of stuff.
It's a lot different than their previous Ghost Recon titles.
Yeah. So they have a new title for Ghost Recon called Wildlands. So that's really
I wonder
cool.
if you're going to climb towers and stuff.
Maybe. You never ever know.
You sure don't.
There you have it. Ubisoft in a nutshell.
Nice. Who do we have left?
Sony.
Of course.
Hold on a second.
Or Sony, or as I like to call it, Gabe's Fantasyland.
Dude. If
Gabe,
you're not
did you go
right
to the
about
bathroom
that,
before this?
before the actual thing or before?
Yeah, before the conference.
No, I didn't, and I should have.
Oh, crap.
So, can I paint the picture for this one?
Please do. You were there.
So, Sony, I love you so much. Thank you for everything. So I roll up. I went straight from the airport to the Los Angeles Sports Arena, is where they have that every year. And what happens is a bunch of people are invited, and then you kind of sit there, and then they open up the gates for the general public because they want it to be full. You know, they want to.
Sure.
And a lot of people go down there. A lot of gamers go down just to, just because they know that they'll open up the doors. There's no food.
I know.
And I wish there was. That'd be incredible. Yeah. So I'm kind of standing around, just kind of waiting by the gate that I know that they'll let everybody in by. And I look over and there's kind of a line being formed by the help desk. And what happens at the help desk, sometimes they'll start passing out passes and those people will just start going in. So I was like, should I go over to the help desk? Maybe I'll go over there and get a pass and then go in. And I'm standing there and there's a black guy standing like two people in front of me. And I kind of like looked at him and I was like, wait. I was like, is that Brandon Scott? And like just as I'm thinking that, he looks back at me and he recognized me. And I'm like, oh, what's up, man? You know, dap it up and everything like that. And he's way cooler than me. I'll just put that out there. Just start with that there.
Nice.
And he's just a cool freaking cat, man. And so I'm trying to keep up with. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And so he's there with a buddy of his, James. Shout out to James. They had just got back from shooting a movie in Canada together, indie film, and so he was back down here and enjoying some of the conferences. And so he was like, hey, I don't know how this works. And I was like, well, I've been here 4 times in a row now, so why don't you follow me? And so he came in and we were like some of the first group in, so we got good seats down on the floor. And you guys saw my picture, my little panoramic picture I took, and which looks further away than where we were. But and we sat there and watched the Sony press conference, and I was really trying to be cool because I'm sitting next to Brandon Scott. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a cool guy. He's an actor. He's good looking. He's Henry and Last of Us. You know what I mean? And he's getting other stuff as, you know, he's starting to do more video games, and that's dope. And he says he loves doing it. And so, and then James, his buddy, is a gamer, and he brought him along just because he told him he was going to be at E3, and James is a gamer and wanted to be there. So that's cool. James is a really nice guy. Asked about family and everything like that. Really cool. And so we sit and have the best seats in the world. And we'll break it down, and I'll try not to faint again as we talk about how it went.
I mean, well, they kicked it off with The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian, which Stancil showed me has been in his shopping cart in Amazon since 2010.
Wow.
Wow.
Because we talked about it last week. 06 is when it started being developed. 09 is the last time we saw it at E3. So this was a huge deal for them to be showing this at the beginning of the conference, and the place exploded.
It looks really good.
It looks really good, really
graphically.
fun. Yeah. I'm scared because I didn't love Ico. And so I'm kind of on the fence about playing this game, even though it looks great. But like I said, I couldn't stay awake during Ico.
All right, here's where my 40-year-old madness gets into it. I didn't get it. I'm not going to play it. I was like, why are they spending 5 minutes just to see a catbird fly around for a little bit and go from there? I had no clue what was going on. I'm like, oh, it's another. I'm like, you know what I said the whole time? I'm like, well, Gabe's going to love this one.
No, why me?
I don't know. I was like, no.
I'm with
Next.
you on it. Like
I just said it looked good. You know?
And people are super excited about it. I think
works for me.
It's the anticipation, you know what I mean? I mean, it's been put off for so long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like the first time you told your friends that you held hands with a girl. Like, holding hands isn't that dope for how we explain it sometimes.
Right.
And then she like kind of put her hand on my hand.
And then we like interlocked our fingers.
You guys interlocked fingers?
Oh my God.
That's pretty much The Last Guardian.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was going, huh. I think that was my reaction. Like, huh, okay, you're
and the animation looks really good too.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
The kid running looked a little funny, but the creature animation looked great.
Yeah, the creature was cool. With the feathers looked really good. And the wind
I think James leaned over and was like, it's kind of like the never-ending story a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think time has forgotten about that movie.
That was a good movie, I think.
That was a good movie.
I think.
I remember
it's been such a long time.
Yeah.
His name was Atreyu. Anyway.
Do yourself a favor and don't go back and watch those movies. You will be disappointed.
You will be sorely disappointed.
I don't want to hear that.
Can we talk about Horizon Zero Dawn?
That looked freaking dope.
That looked awesome.
That looked really dope.
Yeah. New from Guerrilla Games. So they're not working on Killzone right now, we don't think.
Nope. I thought it was like, wait, is this going to be Killzone? Is this going to be some sort of Killzone?
Right.
But yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I liked how you could take cover in the brush, so you don't have to hide behind things all the time.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
A little Assassin's Creed-ish, a little.
Yeah,
just a little.
The hair physics are cool.
Oh yeah, everything was great, and like mechanical beasts and oh yeah, that's awesome. That's gonna be great. Hitman. Exclusive beta.
Hallelujah.
Exclusive beta will be on Sony.
Hallelujah. It was funny because sitting next to Brandon's a gamer, but obviously not a gamer like me, like, you know. And so I would be telling him the game that it probably was. I was like, oh, I think it's Hitman. Oh, I think it's this. Oh, I think it's this.
Right.
And so they were handing out red ties at on the floor at E3, and not that I would do anything with it, but I had to have one because it's the Hitman red tie. I mean, come on now.
Were they handing out bald caps?
Yeah, exactly. They're like, here's one for you, here's one for you. Oh, you don't need one.
You don't need one. You're fine.
Yeah, but here's a white one for you.
Good one. Good one. Yeah, so that I'm like the whole time I'm like, oh, Gabe is peeing in his pants right now.
Yeah, that was
he needs a diaper.
I love the Hitman games, and I think it'll be really fun.
Is this going to be a reboot, you think? From the trailer, I couldn't tell.
From the trailer, it looks like a reboot when you watched it on the show floor. So, again, those little theater things, when they kind of break it down and talk to you a little bit more, somebody from the team is there, and they talk about the game. And he said they called it Hitman because they wanted this to be the foundation for the rest of the games, but it's not a reboot of the games.
Okay,
gotcha.
Cool.
So, and I think this is the only one without a subtitle. I think all the other ones, even the first one, I think had a subtitle, whether it was Blood Money or Contracts or whatever. I think they all had subtitles. I think this will be the first one without one.
Interesting. Street Fighter V gets a release date of July 23rd.
Yep. Don't care.
Yep, and then they brought out the guys from for No Man's Sky and played some.
Oh no, man! Come on.
No, dude, not even interested.
It made me more interested than last year. That's for sure.
It was definitely better than last year, but it's like, oh hey, here's more. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You didn't like it? Well,
no.
And he landed on a boring planet. That didn't help.
Yep.
Well, my first thought was like, because they opened up with the space battle thing. Like, my first thought was he launched out into space, and I was like, this doesn't look as good as like.
Yeah, it doesn't
they could
look
make
good.
a space battle look.
Yeah, I know. Kind of look a little hand drawn.
I still love the story. I love the fact that it's a very indie developer, and Sony's backing the snot out of these guys. But it's just like, okay.
Have they mentioned like, is this going to be a full release title, or is this going to be a $20 downloadable title?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I didn't get any information out of that at all.
Yeah, I still haven't figured that out yet.
No one has, I don't think.
Well, maybe they're deciding what they want to do. Like, maybe they're looking at the response and saying, okay, this needs to be a $60 game. Mm-hmm. Or they're saying, like, well, no, maybe this needs to be a $30 game or $20 game.
Yep.
Not sure.
Either way, have fun with it.
I gotta try it at least.
Do you?
Well,
do you really?
I'm trying to find out what the point is.
I'm trying to find out what the hype is.
If it comes out for $20, it's worth it. It's worth checking it out.
That I agree. For $20, I think I would do that.
Oh, and back on the Hitman thing too, they kind of run over it, but they say for a digital release, so I'm guessing it's not going to be physical at all.
Yeah, very, very true.
Why would they say digital release if it wasn't?
Well, maybe they're going to do like exclusive digital content or something. They can't just release that game digitally, right?
I don't know. Maybe it's their
way of testing. I think they can.
They can.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Maybe it's their way of testing the response of digital versus hard copy. Mm-hmm. Media Molecule comes out with Dreams, which was freaky.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Yep. And then
it's funny because while you're sitting there, especially when you're sitting there with somebody you semi know, and Brandon Scott, and then Brandon obviously knows his friend really well, but you kind of how when you go to the movies and the trailers play and you're like, oh, I'm totally seeing that, or no, I'm not seeing that one. Yeah. We totally were doing that the whole time.
That's awesome.
And we were all kind of like, oh, they lost us on that one, when it came to that Dreams. Like I see what they're trying to do, and God bless them, but man.
Yeah,
that looked like a rough.
No, they can't do just another Little Big Planet. I mean, number 3 kind of wrapped a lot of stuff into it for people to create interesting levels, I imagine.
Yeah.
To just like keep it going.
Yeah.
What was the reaction to like more Destiny?
I mean, you're not going to explode.
Yeah, Destiny the Taken King comes out September 15th.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was like I heard a couple people around me like, oh, I'm done with Destiny. Like, I'm not doing that anymore.
I was wondering about that because I was like, is this a new standalone thing or is this an expansion? Because I was thinking, like, why would they even bother showing this?
Right.
But I mean, perhaps there's enough Destiny fans out there. So
I heard it's going to be expensive. I feel like
it's like $40.
Yeah, no,
that's why I thought it was a standalone thing.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Even though, listen, guys that I played Destiny with, I love you and I loved our time together. Mm-hmm. Let's let the sun go down. Only because I feel like Destiny, what I feel like they're doing is they're like made this huge promise and now they're having to try to like live up to it with providing all this content. But you're going to be $150 in by time they've finished their thing, and I wouldn't have paid $150 for Destiny.
Nope.
So I guess I often forget that they were touting this as kind of an MMO-like game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we have to remember that there's people that have been playing World of Warcraft for over 10 years now, I think. Because didn't it come out in 2003?
Oh, people have definitely been playing that forever.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, they have a long-term plan, I guess, with this, and really it makes sense. So. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm not connected to World of Warcraft as much, but I don't know. Did they do this? Did they do because I think this will be the third expansion already.
and the game's only like, what, a year and a half old or something?
Yeah, that's the interesting part, I guess, because World of Warcraft does expansions every 2 to 3 years, I think.
Yeah, and the original game was big, where Destiny's original game wasn't that big.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Anyway.
It is interesting.
Sorry about it.
They must have enough people playing it, though, to keep it going, I guess. So
They must.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Router.
No, that's fine. They'll be able to tell because they can check the server logs and everything. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, this time they focused on Evie Fry, who's the other player and the twin of Jacob, right? Is that his name? Jacob Fry or something like that. And the Dreadful Crimes pack will be exclusive on PS4. So you'll have additional missions and stuff like that there. Yep, looks cool. I will probably get this game.
Yeah, of course you're going to get it.
I like the fact that the combat's a little more brutal. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's more rugged and dirty. So, and I like this time period, so I think this will be a good game. World of Final Fantasy. Let's talk.
Lord have mercy.
After we pick Gabe up off the floor.
You guys.
Yeah, it's just walk us through it, man, and then the Final Fantasy VII reveal.
So when they first showed the first one, I thought it was going to be Kingdom Hearts. And,
okay.
I'd say to Brandon, I think it's Kingdom Hearts. And then it wasn't. And I'm not, these little bobbleheads running around and turning into, it didn't do anything for me.
Right.
Personally. And so that was kind of whatever, but it seemed like there was an okay response to it. But nothing compared to the response to what came next. I mean, it was you guys,
they gave a standing O for it.
I was one of the first people standing up. Like, I almost want to go back and because I haven't watched the Sony press conference. I want to go see if I could see myself because of how much standing and yelling I was doing.
Awesome.
And crapping.
Yeah, like I was standing before I even knew that I was standing.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so excited. So, can I ask you guys, what's a healthy amount of times to watch that trailer? Because I might be over my limit.
I watched it 2 or 3 times. I can't remember.
So, for anybody that's seen the trailer, number one, let me just say, Final Fantasy VII is being remade. That is incredible to your boy. Oh my gosh. Paul, how did you feel?
Extremely excited.
Did you smile or anything?
Oh, of course. See, the way that they did the trailer, like the voice that was playing, like you didn't think it was a voice that you would like kind of correlate with that game. You know what I mean? Because there was no speech in that game. So.
Right. But you probably, like I did, knew it was Final Fantasy VII pretty early in the trailer, right?
Yeah, I mean, after you see like a few like things like the playground.
Well, the playground you know for sure, but like
absolutely.
You see the train a little earlier than the playground, and you see Midgar, and you kind of know what Midgar feels like, maybe.
Well, they did it right because it almost just looked like a new game.
Yes. So let me ask you this: did you know that it was going to be? What I didn't know was if it was going to be a remake or a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just going to be like I was thinking like, oh, okay, they're going to do like another one of those spin-offs like they did with Dirge of Cerberus or the movie that they did or the Crisis Core. Right. There was like a bunch of other things that they did. So I was thinking, oh, this could be like another spin-off or side story or something.
I tell you what. When Barrett's gun hit the scene, because for big fans of Final Fantasy, I'm literally, I don't know Brandon Scott all like that. I've met the man once. We did an interview. We connected kind of because we were both into music. He's a great guy. I'm hitting him. It's Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy 7. It's Final Fantasy 7. And he played Final Fantasy 7, so at least he had the appreciation.
Well, we're no longer getting interviews from Brandon Scott.
Exactly. Anymore. Sorry, he's just too cool. When Barrett's, so everybody didn't know his Final Fantasy as quickly as I knew his Final Fantasy. But when the VO says a reunion is happening and it might bring joy and it might bring fear. And then Barrett's gun enters the picture. The place went crazy.
That's awesome.
And then the Buster Sword comes in. Oh my gosh. I could have wet myself.
Pretty sure you did.
Or cried. Like either one. If I was as tired as I am now, when I would have seen that, I definitely would have cried. For sure.
That's awesome.
Holy cow.
Not really, but that's how I felt. I was like so happy. And then it says, you know, a promise has been made. And then you see
That's what I thought was interesting. When did they promise us a remake?
The voice. It's funny because I watched a thing on IGN's Rewind Theater about the trailer, obviously, and they were saying, and I disagree with them. They were saying that the voice, the VO, was talking about the game. I think if you really listen to the VO, I think the VO is talking about the game, not about the game, like what's going to happen in the game. Because one of the guys says on Rewind Theater, you hear him say a reunion is happening, which is what Sephiroth is waiting for, a reunion. Mm-hmm. That's true.
That makes sense.
But I think the VO is talking about the game externally in the sense of a reunion is happening. Final Fantasy VII, Tifa and all those guys are getting back together. It'll bring joy. It'll bring fear. People are going to be scared. That's going to be awful. People are going to be so happy that it's happening. But a promise has been made. So it's Square saying we're doing this. So the promise is we're doing it. And that's what this trailer is. And I could be wrong, and I could be reading too deep into it, and you can hear the excitement in my voice. But like, I couldn't be happier. And what the IGN guys pointed out was that 2017 will be the 20-year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. So it probably won't come till then, because if you notice all the guys that they listed that are working on it, number one are original cats from 7, but number two are also all working on other stuff. So they're kind of getting the band back together, but it probably won't be for another couple of years.
It's going to take a while. Yeah.
Man,
that's
cool.
really cool.
And dude,
that's great, man.
And remember, I mean, anyway, y'all know me in Final Fantasy VII. It's just this. It doesn't make any sense that this is finally happening. It's crazy.
It really doesn't, if you think about it. But I guess if you think about the 20th year anniversary,
well, and they always said they wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. The original director was like, I mean, to do this would have to be my last hurrah. It would have to be my life's work to remake Final Fantasy VII.
And you're like, and?
Yeah, I'm like, well, snap, brother. Snap. So if this game, like, this is one of those rare times, if this game was $100, I would buy it for sure.
I agree.
Wow.
Like, if they would have kickstarted that thing, oh my gosh, all over it.
So speaking of Kickstarter,
that was a really good segue.
Yeah,
that was on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Shenmue 3 Kickstarter has within the 24 hours since they announced it already made $2.5 million. I don't know what it's at right now.
Oh, it's at 3.1 million.
Yeah, boom, just like that. So
that's amazing.
It asked for $2 million.
It's kind of crazy that they only asked for $2 million.
Why wouldn't Sony just pick this up? That's a drop in the bucket for them.
Because they want it to be proven to them that there's a demand for it.
Because Shenmue is not Final Fantasy VII. You have to remember, Shenmue was on a failing system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And was considered probably a failure as a game.
Maybe.
Like sales-wise.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
I could not believe they did Shenmue and Final Fantasy VII back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit much. I bet you were seriously just
I was
sobbing.
freaking out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to do with myself. Like, poor Brandon. if this
he had no more arm left.
If this episode didn't have to be called something about E3, it should be called Poor Brandon, because
I think it could be called that anyway.
Because the poor man had to sit there while I'm like going crazy about these two games back to back.
And he probably has bruises on his arms too from you hitting him
for sure.
Oh goodness.
He probably woke up the next morning like, what did I do to my left arm? I don't even remember. I didn't go work out. Did I go work out? I don't remember working out.
Brandon, we love you, boy. Yeah. Sorry about our boy.
Golly. Oh my
so
gosh.
funny.
So Shinmu, and then for Yu Suzuki to go out there and then get a standing ovation. It was
that was really cool.
It was all very overwhelming for me. I couldn't even handle it. I'm standing up, I'm clapping, and I'm sitting back down. Then I'm standing up and clapping. I was like, what am I doing? I'm ruining this perfect friendship I'm about to have with Brandon Scott.
He's seen you for who you truly
He's
are.
seen my true colors. It's this.
That's right.
Yeah, we're never gonna be friends.
All right, let's go through this really quick then. So, Batman: Arkham Knight. They're gonna do the what's his name series. That'll be exclusive to PlayStation. Crap, I can't remember the villain's name.
Oh yeah, Scarecrow.
Thank you, Scarecrow series.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool and freaky.
Yeah.
They talked about Project Morpheus. I didn't take any more notes after that.
I know that's right.
This is good though. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 PS4 exclusive multiplayer beta in August.
Yeah,
which I thought was
that's
interesting.
weird.
It
has
seems like there's been
never happened.
There's a shift in power because it used to be all Microsoft, and now Sony's getting in on it, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're stretching it a little bit, like exclusive multiplayer beta.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad we did it 3 days earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, they're giving him a little sprinkle.
And then we had Mr. Overexcited Disney Infinity 3.0 guy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that.
He was so loud and so excited. I'm like, dude, it's Disney Infinity. Calm down.
I was like, what is he doing? I was like, he is overselling this like a beast.
Yep, but you can play as Boba Fett exclusively to PS4, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't get those. I don't
care.
Yeah, I don't get the. Oh man!
And then more Star Wars Battlefront, and then the kicker. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, a little bit of some gameplay, and they had to start over.
Yes, the controller wasn't working.
The controller wasn't working. So you just see Nathan just
he's
just hanging out.
Yeah,
and then they just had to start it all over. But
it looks so good.
That looks really good.
So here's my question to you, Hall, because Router, it might not matter to you. We know about Uncharted 4 as a show producer. Why not ramp with Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue? Is that just because that's just a big deal to me?
I don't know.
Like Uncharted didn't get a standing ovation, is what I'm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they should have done Uncharted earlier in the show.
Oh, you know why they did it? I'm sorry, I'm just now thinking of it. Uncharted's an exclusive. Final Fantasy VII's not going to be exclusive.
The way they displayed it made it feel like it was going to be exclusive.
Yeah,
like I know it's not.
First,
they said
PlayStation.
it's coming first to PlayStation 4, which makes sense.
Yeah, but I think Shenmue's only going to be on PS4.
Shenmue will only be on PS4. I don't think they want to bury themselves in development for $2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, the gameplay for Uncharted 4 was okay. I liked the one that they did back in the wintertime, which was really cool when you were in the jungle.
Mm-hmm. That was cave.
Yeah, that was way better than this. I felt a little underwhelmed by it. I mean, I'm still excited for it. It's still going to be great, but
the thing I liked about this demo is that they showed how much traversal you can do within the village. So you've got guys running at you, and then you come up on a tank. Usually in an Uncharted game, I'd come up on a tank and then I'd kind of move away a little bit to see if I could blow it up from a further distance. But this is you encounter a tank and then you just go around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it reacts to that. It comes with you, basically. So, I mean, it looks to me like they're showing off the fact that it's very adaptive to the way you're playing.
They're definitely honing their AI skills, which I thought was really cool.
Oh my gosh, it just looks incredible.
It really does look amazing.
I mean, you've got to kind of with these conferences, you've got to kind of hold this up to Tomb Raider because now that's kind of Xbox One's answer to Uncharted.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Now
we still don't know how long it's going to be exclusive, but I mean, the fact that they're keeping so quiet about it,
they are,
who
man.
knows?
They're real. I mean, it's coming out in November, so that must mean that the PlayStation's probably not going to be till after the holidays, right?
I think it's going to be after holidays.
They said exclusive holidays 2015.
Right. Yeah. So we're probably talking February or March by the time it gets to us.
Or
I
maybe
don't know,
they just
Gabe.
wait until there's a Game of the Year edition.
Maybe. Gabe, would you play this on Xbox One, or are you going to wait?
Probably.
Which one?
Xbox
Wait or
One.
Xbox?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Only because like it's not gonna. They're not that long of games, and so I like playing stuff when the hype is going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, we do have to get out of here. So what we'll do? Why don't we just save the questions for next week if you want? Mm-hmm. A lot of them are just going to be what are our thoughts. I'm sure we've answered half of them.
Yeah.
But let's just do. Do you want to do a quick wrap up for you guys? What your overall? You thought, how you thought E3 was, and how it went.
Yeah, and I'll do this too. We'll say, gosh, yeah, we need to do like a freaking B. This sucks. This is the question of the week. Who won the press conference wars?
Okay.
And so, Router, what do you think?
Overall, I think with the backwards compatibility, Microsoft won.
Yep.
I think that they crushed it with that because it wasn't game focused on anything. It wasn't about, at that point, it wasn't about a game. This was, hey, backwards compatibility, and very smart to do that given what their install base is for Xbox 360.
Right.
So they definitely won.
There you go. And what's your major takeaway just from the whole thing?
Again, the 40-year-old in me, I was very underwhelmed this year.
Yeah.
Very underwhelmed. I think the only thing that really was sticking out in my head was Horizon. I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
But everything else was just kind of, and everything was 2016. Everything was like no dates or 2016 or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like there was just not a lot. Like there wasn't that huge. I mean, Gabe, you had the huge wow factor this year, definitely
of course,
for
yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't that for me at all this year. So it's just I'm going to play probably the games that I know I want to play and go from there. Obviously Uncharted 4 will be great, but I mean, that's still next year, so I'm not hugely excited for it yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a little underwhelming, but definitely Microsoft wins in the grand scheme of things with the press conferences.
Nice. Hall?
I think I had more surprised moments with Sony's.
Yeah.
Kind of with, Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue. Mm-hmm. But I think that Microsoft won in terms of consumer value. Yeah, these things always come down to consumer value. That's why Sony won 2 years ago by saying, "Yeah, we're $100 cheaper, and you can play your used games."
Oh yeah,
consumer value just
that was a consumer
wins.
Value slaughter.
Yeah,
essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great.
So I think Microsoft took it this year. Mm-hmm. I think in terms of everyone's reveals, I think everybody kind of won this year with that, just because we finally have games that are made just for these platforms, and there's very much a focus on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have had games that were made exclusively for this gen, but it feels like there's no more holding back.
Right.
So,
I'm gonna give a crappy answer. I say Microsoft won hardware, Sony won software.
Yes.
And EA wins with EA Access because that thing seems awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was really smart.
Yeah, only because the backwards compatibility. I mean, you can't argue with that. That's what we've always asked for. Every single time a new console's coming out, we're like, is it backwards compatible? Is it backwards compatible? And
that's because everybody wants to shed their old console. Exactly.
But I think Microsoft might have painted themselves into a corner because what do they do next time? You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be expecting it now. Mm-hmm. That the Xbox 2
and now you can play your OG Xbox games.
Exactly. And so I think Microsoft definitely won on there. And of course, I can't say that Final Fantasy is my favorite game of all time and let Sony announce that it's coming and not say that Sony won something. So I think software wise, like Hall was saying, the surprise factor just of Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue 3, The Last Guardian, how good Horizon looked. Like, from a game aspect, I'm more excited about those games, even though I know Final Fantasy will probably be coming to all platforms. And so, man, but it was just a good time, man. And it's definitely like, I get frustrated that I'm not more part of the gaming thing because the excellence that's going on, the level of excellence that they achieve is so crazy. But It was a good year, man. It was a really good year. And just real quickly, I wanted to say what I got to see. Obviously, I already talked about XCOM 2. Already talked about Mighty Number 9. Got to talk about Hitman. You guys saw the picture of that poor lady zombie that I almost punched.
What was that for anyway?
The Walking Dead had something going on there that I didn't pay too much attention to. It was right when you walked in, and so they had zombies kind of just walking around the concourse, which was
good Lord,
really fun. And they would scare people. Like, so if you were on your phone looking down and walking, they'd like aim towards you and be like, "Ah!" You know what I'm saying? They were
nice.
They were scaring the crap out of some girls.
That's awesome.
Fallout 4 had some really great set pieces there. Guitar Hero Live was really fun.
Did you get to play the game, or did you just get to do a crowd jump?
I played the game, and
sweet.
And that was another one where they're looking at me like, "Hey, you've done the best all day," and I was like, "Thanks, okay, I need to get out of here." And yeah, the crowd jump, that thing was so cool. It's green screen mattress. I put it on YouTube because I guess it's hard for some people to watch on their phones. And then got to see the Phantom Pain gameplay. That was really cool. That's going to be a fun game. It obviously still has some really quirky Metal Gear Solid stuff in it. Like you can have a theme song. So and you can set it to your helicopter, so whenever your helicopter shows up, it's like, "Don't stop believing."
That's awesome. That's cool.
Oh, that was smart.
Yeah, and so that's really fun. Got to stop by the
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, exactly. Got to stop by the Game Church booth and see those guys. Ran into Frank Azor. Shout out to Alienware. Shout out to Matt Macbeth and Pi Labs, who kind of sponsored this trip. For us getting to go. And yeah, it was just a good time overall. Shout out to Stancil and Mike over at Microsoft now, and getting to see them. They were in town for a mocap session that they couldn't talk about, which is so frustrating.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, you're like, "So what are you here for?" Thing. Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm not in the club. And I probably saw some other stuff that I can't think of right now because I'm so tired and exhausted, but it was a good time, and I freaking love E3, and it's the best thing ever.
It is, man. It's the Super Bowl of video games.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I hate that we're can't do the question of the week and all that, but we'll catch back up next week, and we'll handle maybe we'll do just a whole listener-based show next week, and that'll be a good time. Yeah, housekeeping. That'll be fun. We haven't done one of those before.
Well, and plus I'm sure a lot of next week news will be just added to whatever E3 announcements were made this past week anyway. So
exactly.
More stuff will come out.
We'll touch on that stuff, but we'll do some housekeeping. We'll do the question from last week, the karaoke question that we had, which was a fun one. We got a lot of fun answers. So maybe we'll dive deeper than just bringing up 6 of those. And yeah, who won the conferences to you guys? Use hashtag AnswerMTTG. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast, YouTube.com/Married to the Games, MarriedToTheGames.com. Come check out the forums. Come get you a t-shirt. I know some of our boys met up in Ohio and went to the PlayStation Experience and wore their Married to the Game shirts. That's awesome. They said they got compliments on them. So that's cool. That's incredible. So you guys keep street teaming out there for your boys. We appreciate it. Big shout out to Luke from EA, who's working the Battlefront booth this week, but is actually the manager of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Thanks for meeting up and hollering at your boys. Great to meet you. Oh, what else? I don't know. I think that's it. Hall?
The rate is on iTunes and the Final Fantasy 7.
There it is.
For
some reason, I always forget that's coming.
Final Fantasy 7. That's good.
Gosh.
I love it.
I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Timothy Hall. And we are Married to the Games, and we are up out this thing. Peace!
I knew I shouldn't have drank decaf coffee.